digestive tract can't keep up with it, and they can get clogged up. And then people will struggle also when they have a lot of toxins also with their weight. And over a period of time, if these toxins are not removed, it can actually affect your health. And it's basically like our liver is like a filter. And it filters our toxins out. And if you don't periodically, just like a car filter, if you don't periodically change it, then your car will function as well. Similarly with the liver, if you don't periodically detoxify, your body will not function as well. And so once you get a buildup of all the toxins, you can lead to toxic burden and toxic overload. And as we mentioned previously, there's specific factors that put us at risk. We get the toxins from the environment, so from the smoke, from the pollution. We get it from foods we eat, so dietary factors, too much sugar, too much alcohol, as well as processed foods. As well, we also the lifestyle factors, too little sleep, we carry excess weight, we don't exercise enough, as well as the stress factor. So our bodies actually have our system. We do have a system of detoxification, and 35% of our blood is filtered through the liver every couple of minutes. And so the detoxification process in the liver occurs through a two-step process. And this is briefly to show. So toxins actually are fat soluble. To get rid of them in the body for removal, they have to become water soluble. So they have to be chemically modified in the liver. And the liver has two phases. Phase one called oxidation, and that's when they can chemically modify it. And then there's conjugation, the second phase. And after that phase, they're now water soluble, so they can therefore be removed through either kidneys, through the urine, or through the gut, through the bile, gut, and the stool. There are quite a lot of reasons for detoxification and cleansing, and the benefits are that it now makes your body's digestive system much more effective. So you can fully break down the foods into the individual nutrients and for your body to absorb them. It also helps with regularity, helps maintain bowel movements so you don't have constipation. And also it increases your energy level. And you'll feel much better about yourself, you'll have more energy to do things, increases the blood circulation, helps with cognitive function, so you actually can concentrate better, you don't have this fog in your head. And it also increases your body's absorption of vitamins and crucial nutrients that you need. And it also helps take when you do detoxification, it helps take the load off your detox and organs like the liver and the kidneys and the gut, so they can function better at their jobs. And another really amazing benefit is that it helps jumpstart a weight management program, a weight loss program. It's very belly slimming, a detox program. So actually, a lot of this lower belly, bulging belly, which is actually jumbled up over time, can actually be removed through a detox program. And you can lose up to 10 pounds in that week. It also helps with plateauing. So let's say you're losing weight and then you get to the point where you're stuck, you just can't get off, you can't lose weight, you get off that plateau. A detox program will help push you off that so you can continue on losing. And it's also great with removal so basically resetting your taste palate so you don't have the cravings. So the carb cravings and the sugar cravings are then removed from after detox program, and so you're better able to lose weight as a result of not having these cravings. It also can decrease the risk of specific cancers such as colon cancer, and it's also great for infertility. In fact, this program has been implemented in fertility clinics in the city because it actually has shown that people that are unable to conceive after they do detox, they're now able to. As well, it helps maintain pH balance in the body. We want our bodies to be at a slightly alkaline pH, and this program will help get that into it, because if it's more acidic, there's more diseases, chronic diseases associated with it. You can get inflammation as well. And it helps basically also improve the skin clarity condition of your skin as well. It's recommended to do this program 3 to 6 months, and every 3 to 6 months, basically. So the question is, do we have a healthy gut? So it is known that all diseases, it's known for centuries, that all diseases begin in the gut. That's why it's important to have a very healthy gut. On the left is a colon before any cleansing program. It's not a disease person, it's just a normal person that hasn't undergone a cleanse versus one that has undergone a cleanse on the right, and you can really visibly even see the difference in the colon. So digestive health is really important. It's actually referred to the gut as like a second brain. There's a real strong connection between the gut and the brain. There's a whole ecosystem living in there, over 100 trillion bacteria there, and it's really got 80% of your immune system in the gut. Also, 80% of serotonin, which is the hormone that makes you feel better, that makes you more relaxed, that one is also in the gut. So a good digestive health helps boost immunity, obviously helps with vitamin and mineral absorption, hormone regulation, and overall brain and mental health. If you have an unhealthy GI tract, the symptoms are constant gas and bloating, you have reflux or indigestion, constipation, diarrhea, as well as being really tired all the time, fatigue, you can get headaches, there's nausea, you just feel tired or you lack of energy, constant sugar and carb cravings as well, people can have joint pain, and there's skin problems, eczema for example, and acne. So eczema is linked to leaky gut syndrome actually. You can actually get sick quite often, get a lot of colds all the time, and you can actually feel really down. It can affect your mental ability, you can be depressed a lot. As well, there's specific diseases that are associated with it, like inflammatory gut diseases, like basically celiac disease, irritable bowel syndrome, as well. Obesity is linked to an unhealthy gut. As well, there's people that have eating disorders for obvious reasons. Even your heart health is associated with an unhealthy gut. And joint lack of like osteoporosis, bone loss, some autoimmune diseases are linked to it. As well, you get a lot of colds and flus, as we mentioned previously. Some types of cancer as well, colorectal cancer, for example. Allergies, as well as ADHD has been linked to it as well. And even degenerative brain disorders like Alzheimer's, early Alzheimer's. So that's why it's really important to have a healthy gut, and a detox program is key in getting your gut healthy. So the thing is, if a person's never done a detox program, or it's been a long time since they've done it, as well, if they have irregularity, so they don't have bowel movements very often, a person like that may jump right into the detox program. They may start to get side effects like headaches, like nausea, like constipation or diarrhea. So we recommend to do a pre-detox program a week prior, and that way you can actually get your gut into a much more healthier situation, so that you'll get the maximum benefit from the detox program. This pre-detox program consists of four components. There's the ultimate aloe, so the aloe juice, isotonic digestive enzyme, isotonic activated B complex, and probiotics. So you let me mention isotonic. So what is isotonic actually? So what it is a specific delivery system that a lot of the products are in the form of. So basically it comes as a powder that you mix with a specific amount of water and drink it. And what it is, it's second only to IV, as well in terms of efficiency of getting absorption capability. So what happens is, in the top you have a comparison between isotonics, and the bottom is like a tablet or a pill. So when you take that, when you look in a minute, the isotonic solution is already going past the stomach into the small intestine where it will be absorbed. However, the pill is still sitting there. And at 40 minutes, you do not see any of the isotonic formula left, because it's all being absorbed within 5 to 10 minutes of ingestion. However, the pill is still sitting there partially digested still, and it can take up to 4 hours before you finally digest that pill. In addition, since it has binders and fillers in pills, because that's how they're made, you don't absolutely absorb all of the particular substance. In fact, 3% might be the maximum that you absorb of that pill. The rest is just secreted through your system. So it's very efficient. The isotonic solutions are rapidly absorbed and for maximal absorption, maximal efficiency. They're buffers so that your stomach acid don't destroy it. In addition, they have this carbon dioxide effervescence kind of ability in them, which what it does is it momentarily thins the lining of the small intestine enough so that the nutrients can pass much easier through into the bloodstream. And so it's really efficient, and for people who can't take pills, it's a great practice. So the first one is the isotonic activated B complex. B complex is really great because it helps in the production of red blood cells, but it's also great for the digestion of carbs, fats, and proteins into energy for our bodies. It's also great for calming you. It's a stress relieving vitamin actually. Improves your mood and also helps you sleep. But it's also great if you're a vegetarian because it can give you the much needed vitamin B12 that you can't get very easily from vegetarian products. What's unique about our isotonic vitamin activated B is that it's first it's isotonic, and I mentioned that it's rapidly absorbed and high availability to the body. In addition, these are just activated B vitamins. So normally when you buy it off the shelf, they're not activated, and our body's enzymes have to activate it before we can actually use them. And sometimes, quite often, our enzymes that we use to activate are deteriorating with age and with health as well. But ours are activated so that your body can immediately use them right away. You don't have to activate them. And also it contains folic acid, which is one of the vitamin B8 called B8, which is actually been shown to reduce your risk of colorectal cancer. The second one is our isotonic digestive health formula. Digestive enzymes are really great. When you take them with food, they help you completely digest the food into the individual constituents for absorption, maximal absorption. And so it actually prevents you from having partially digested food in the body, which can actually, if it seeps into your bloodstream, cause chronic inflammation and disease. And so that's called leaky gut syndrome, for example. So it's also great for actually helping you. It helps you actually keeps you a bit more regular as well. And on an empty stomach, it actually helps with support the cardiovascular system and the immune system. And in between meals, it actually helps with body's repairing of damaged cells. And what's unique about it is again, it's isotonic, like I mentioned, as well. It's got 7 different enzymes in there. If you buy off the shelf digestive enzymes, usually they don't have as many. They maybe have the most 5 enzymes in there. So it's very efficient. With probiotics, the Neutrogena probiotics are really great. They're the friendly bacteria in your body. We really need them for our health. So what they do is they help with digestion again and of producing vitamins and minerals that we really need. It's also really great for boosting immunity because it's actually preventing the growth of the bad bacteria and the viruses as well as the fungi. And also it helps with our oral health, with our teeth and gums. It's great for the female urogenital tract. It actually can help prevent bladder infections. And also obviously helps with bowel movements as well. And the uniqueness is that it has 10 billion colony-forming units, which is a measure of bacteria from 10 different bacterial strains, each picked for a specific purpose. But in addition, it has patented technologies, live-back and biotrack technologies. The live-back actually helps to prevent the degradation of these enzymes by the environment so that you actually can store them at room temperature. When you buy it from stores, often you have to store them in the fridge as a result because it can be degraded. In addition, it has the biotrack technology, which actually prevents its degradation by the stomach acids. So it can actually get to the small intestine where where it actually is functioning, and you can have the maximal amount of them available for function. And in addition, it also has no binders and fillers. So it's really very efficient product, a really great product. And the aloe juice that we have, this is very, if you know aloe, you're probably familiar, topically on the skin, it's very healing for your skin. But inside, it's also very healing. So it heals the internal skin of the gut. It's anti-inflammatory. It also is great for softening the stool if you have issues with constipation, and has over 200 vitamins and minerals. So it's really a great product, and it actually strengthens immunity because it's actually antiviral as well as antifungal. And the uniqueness is that it's 150% concentrated product. So it's 100% aloe juice plus 50% concentrated whole leaf aloe powder. As a result, they make it from a patent pending process where they remove the bitter, unwanted aloin, which is actually a very harsh laxative, but leave the polysaccharide, which is the good part of the aloe, and it's actually certified by the International Aloe Science Council. So that's the pre-detox, and then we go into the detox. The Nutriclean 7-day detox system has 3 components. It's the hepatoplans capsule, which are the pills that help with the liver detoxification and cleansing of the liver. There's the release capsules, which help with the cleansing of the gut, And then there's the fiber powder, which helps bring good bacteria back. So just to show you, these are a list of the 11 botanicals that are in the hepatic cleanse capsule, and they're all naturally derived, and they all help with liver detox in various ways. For example, milk thistle helps with the phase 2, which I showed of the detoxification process in the liver for making the toxins water soluble. Then there's the advanced fiber powder. There's 4 ingredients in that. There's 2 different fibers called fibersol and inulin. These are prebiotic fibers as well, so which means that they help feed the probiotics. There's also probiotics in there, 4 different strains, 1.5 billion colony-forming units each. They're picked for a specific purpose as well. And so the fiber, what's amazing about the fiber is not only does it feed these prebiotics, these probiotic bacteria, but in fact, when the toxins are released from the detoxification process in the gut, the fiber binds to it, prevents it from being reabsorbed in the body, so then it can be removed from the body. And there's also L-glutamine, which helps as it's basically fuel for your intestinal cells. As well, it's also one of the precursors to one of the detox enzymes in the liver detoxification process. And also L-glutamine has also been used by athletes to build muscle. And the release tablets, again, they have 11 botanicals of their own, helping to take the toxins and remove all the gut contents that have built up over time, move it through the body, as well as the gallbladder health as well. So the NutriClean 7-Day cleansing system is great because it provides a natural, very safe way and comfortable way to eliminate the toxins from our bodies through the bowel. And it's not done with any stimulants or chemical laxatives, unlike other systems out there. It also helps by using liver botanicals as well as the fiber. And as we mentioned, the fiber helps bind to the toxin, preventing them from being reabsorbed. A lot of detox programs out there do not have the fiber. Many competitors don't have this. And it's a really safe, gentle 7-day cleanse that is really has specific rules. So there's no alcohol for the 7 days, no coffee, no soda, no caffeinated beverages. Although if you're really addicted to coffee like I was, you can have a black cup in the morning, a black cup of coffee. No grains, no starches, no red meat, no dairy, no sugar, and except for the natural kinds that exist in fruit. No strenuous exercises, although yoga is allowed, and no skipping meals. You are encouraged to eat on a regular basis and not starve yourself. And you're allowed, you need to drink a lot of water, 18 cups. You get plenty of rest, plenty of sleep, lots of vegetables, unlimited vegetables, and it's preferable if they're raw or slightly steamed to preserve the nutrients in them. And you supplement with TLS detox system. So that's the detox program, and now we going into our weight management program.
But I am interested in doing the detox.
Yeah,
Get more information.
I will send you information.
Sorry.
I know you have to call.
Thank you very much. I'll get more information from you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. So, our weight management program. How do you know that we're healthy? When we step on, we think, okay, I'll step on the scale and I'll see how much I weigh. But the truth is that there's a better way. It's body composition, percent body fat is the real way to know whether you are healthy or not. The American Council on Exercise recommends men should have a body fat percentage between 18 to 25%. Women should be between 25 and 31%. Anything over 31% you're considered obese. So what we think to ourselves, well, how do we know whether we're in fat storage mode, if our body's in fat storage mode? So we also have to understand that our body exists in two states, fat burning zone or fat storage mode. If we have percentage body fat of 35%, most likely our bodies are in fat storage mode, which means no matter what we eat, even if it's healthy, our body's going to take it in and store this fat. However, if we have a percent body fat of 24%, likely we are in fat burning zone. So obesity or being overweight is very unhealthy these days. It's associated with many chronic diseases, such as heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, even breathing problems, some cancers, as well as having a lower life expectancy. So we also have another theory that obesity causes an acidic environment in our bodies. That leads to inflammation, and the inflammation leads to these chronic diseases. So it's known that about 1 in 3 people these days has metabolic syndrome. So it's basically, metabolic syndrome is basically a group of risk factors that predispose us to eventually getting type 2 diabetes if it's not controlled. So most of those people will go on to develop type 2 diabetes. And in 10 to 20 years, that ratio is going to be 1 in 2. It's a really high ratio. And it means that we really need a good weight management program. It's really high in demand. And so with a really good weight management program, what your benefits are, you reduce your risk of many diseases like the ones we mentioned, like diabetes and other chronic diseases. You improve your health, your energy increases, your mental clarity increases, you reduce inflammation because you're now going to put your body in an alkaline state, and you get a feeling of accomplishment. You feel better about yourself. Now, TLS, our TLS weight management program, helps to prevent or to deal with the 5 fat factors that are preventing people from losing weight. Now, what are they? The first one's yo-yo dieting. So you lose the weight, then you gain the weight, then you lose and gain, and it's up and down. That is mostly due to crash dieting, where you have a drastically reduced calorie intake. So you might say, okay, well, within this week, I want to finish that recipe, and I'm going to eat very little, and I'm going to get thin. But really what you're doing your body a lot of harm, because what you're doing is your body's now going into shock. Your body thinks it's at war. It's going into starvation mode because nothing's coming in fuel, very little's coming in. So what happens is that anything you take in at that point is going to be stored as fat for future fuel for the body, because your body really has to do things nothing's coming in. So when you're in crash dieting, that's why when you step on the scale, your percentage body fat's actually going to go up. And also another issue is sedentary lifestyle or lack of exercise. And that's a really big problem these days. So the guidelines are people are supposed to get 150 minutes of exercise a week, which broken down is 30 minutes 5 times a week. But you're also supposed to get not just cardio, but also strength training, as like resistance training, and as well flexibility, because each of them give your body different things that it needs. So people may say, well, I can exercise and go to the gym, it's enough, I don't have to diet. But the question is, can you lose weight from exercise alone? And the thing is, you can't. Because what happens is people who sometimes go to the gym and they work out really hard, they get really hungry. So then they go off and they cheat, and they think that they can go to McDonald's and eat like a Big Mac and all that. And the problem is if your body was in fat storage mode before you went on that treadmill, when you come off that treadmill, your body's going to go back into fat storage. So exercise is not enough. You have to also watch your intake of calories and the type of calories, rather the type of calories you eat. And that brings us to the 4th factor, which is garbage in. Eating too much processed foods that are high in sugar, foods that are got a lot of synthetic chemicals. And then the 5th one is chronic stress. Stress is a big issue with losing weight, because what happens is when you feel stressed, your body you start to feel hungry. But what it does is you don't reach for those carrots. You actually, a lot of people overeat when they're stressed. What they do is they reach for high fat, high sugar, and the carbs, the chips. And what happens is it sends a signal to the pleasure center of the brain to release the tension. That's addictive. People keep doing that over and over. And also, the stress hormone cortisol is actually known for reducing your metabolism by 15%. It's known for putting on fat. It actually helps store fat. So the problem with diets out there is that they're not a way. The problem is that you do it temporarily, and it's only temporary, and then you go back to your regular eating habits and you gain the weight again. So it's not a lifestyle. In addition, you're using mostly muscle and water, and as a result, since muscle, the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn. You're burning less calories. You're going to put more fat back on. There are many ways to diet. They all fall into 3 categories out there. The first one is calorie restriction. That includes groups like Weight Watchers, for example. And the problem with that is, again, as I mentioned previously, your metabolism, because your body thinks it's in shock, it's at war, goes into starvation mode, your metabolism slows down 10 to 15%. And you put on fat. The second one is meal replacements. For example, Slim Fast shakes. So these shakes, people sugar. So they're not, and they're also not nutritionally balanced. You can't get all the vitamins and nutrients in a shake that you need for the day. And also, so they leave you tired and weak. In addition, you can't continue eating this for life. You can't eat shakes for the rest of your life. It's not a lifestyle change. Indefinitely. And the third one is low carb. The low carb, such as the Atkins diet. So that's in a way you eat a high amounts of fat, of food, of meat. And that problem with that is that it's very, eating a lot of meat is acidic. It creates an inflammation in the body, leads to chronic diseases. But in addition, it's really restricting your fiber intake, which leads to constipation issues. And you cannot do this for life. You can't eat very little fiber for the rest of your life. So all these diets out there, they impact your metabolism in negative ways. They cause starvation, the starvation response. So your body, again, like I mentioned, reduces the metabolism 10 to 15%, and you basically, your body goes into starvation mode, and you basically, it's storing fat all the time. Your body composition changes. So now, instead of having your muscles, you're using muscle, you're using water. The muscle dictates your metabolism. The more muscle you have, the more fat you burn. So you have less, you can burn less fat. And thirdly is carb sensitivity. People who are on a low carb diet, eventually their body is not going to respond to insulin. And what happens is when you eat carbs, your insulin is going to be not being able to take your fuel to the cells. As a result, you're going to have too much, it's going to keep releasing insulin because it's trying to deal with the sugar. And the sugar is going to then be excess and stored as fat. So blood glucose control, it's not really as simple as avoiding eating sugars, because starches, because potatoes and rice and breads are also going to be spiking your blood glucose. So by controlling blood glucose, you're actually going to prevent key diseases like heart disease and hypertension from occurring. And so low glycemic index eating is really, it helps stabilize your blood glucose and improves your insulin sensitivity, and actually allows you, if you eat fiber, you get a slow release of a slow increase in your blood glucose, very, very slow release, and it gets you as close to that burning zone as possible. So transitions, it's TLS lifestyle systems. It's not a diet. It's not a one fix kind of pill kind of thing. It's not like any of the other diet programs out there. It's a way of life. It's a lifestyle change. And it's three particular components. One is healthy eating by low glycemic index eating. The second one is behavior modification, and that includes coaching and education system as well as supplementation. And the third one is body composition, which is exercise. So the first one, low glycemic index eating, healthy eating. It's terrific because not only does it help with weight management, with weight loss, but it also helps to maintain steady blood glucose levels, steady cholesterol and triglycerides, and it lowers those. As well, it helps with giving you, all in all, a healthy cardiovascular system. So what is a glycemic index? It's really just a measure of how quickly food is converted into sugar in your bloodstream. So the ones on the right are the high glycemic index foods, like your hamburger, like your donuts. So it's when you eat that, really quickly your body gets converted into glucose or sugar into your bloodstream and spikes your blood glucose level. Whereas low glycemic index is very, like fiber, it's very slowly converted into glucose in your bloodstream. Those, for example, vegetables and whole grains. So that if you look at how to get to that burning zone using that system of low glycemic index, the green zone is where you want to be. That's your fat burning zone. And that you get there by eating low glycemic to medium glycemic index foods. But if you eat something like a high glycemic index food, it's quickly converted into glucose in the bloodstream, spikes your blood glucose, and then insulin's released and it takes it all out, and then you get a drop and you crash. And then it goes back, and you get hungry, and goes back up again. And the zigzagging is terrible because eventually it can lead to type 2 diabetes. So going back to the foods, there are different categories. So for example, so high glycemic, we mentioned sugar, fats, breads, low glycemic vegetables, whole grains, but we also have superior and inferior proteins. So for example, inferior proteins would be red meat, which we consider any animal with 4 legs. So the superior ones would be plant-based proteins as well as fish and poultry. that also you have to take into consideration glycemic load. So for example, while you have a few carrots, and that's really great for being low GI, if you eat 3 pounds of carrots in a setting, then your glycemic load is going to be too high, and that's also not good for weight management. In addition, vegetables. So vegetables, we recommend all the colors of the rainbow. So at least 3 different colors, because each of them gives specific components your body needs. And as well, fruits is also not is complicated as well, because you might think that watermelon, oh, it's just water, it's easy, it's great, you need lots of it. But in fact, it's mostly sugar, it's got a higher glycemic index. So all these things would be taught, and you get a list of what to. When we look at behavior modification, the second step, that involves things like daily journaling. Writing down your food has been shown to really help with managing your managing losing weight. So people who write it down, they won't eat as much junk because they know exactly what they're writing down, and they can see it. You also have educational videos. It teaches you how to, ways of teaching you how to read labels, how to get off the plateau, how to cheat, for example, which is always useful. And it's also a whole education-based system. And we have customized plans for every person, because every person is different. People have different hormonal issues, people have stress. It's all, it's different. So we have like a 6-week, and an 8-week, and a 12-week program, and a 21-day program. And it depends what you want to lose. So if you want to lose, let's say, a couple of pounds, you want to feel better about yourself, you improve self-esteem, we recommend the 21 days. If you want to lose 10 to 15 pounds, we recommend, when we say lose pounds, we mean fat. So 10 to 15 pounds of fat, we recommend the 6-week program. 15 to 25, we recommend, or 15 to 20, almost up to 25, we recommend the 8-week, and over 25, we recommend the 12-week program. So it's very customizable. And then we get to the supplement support. So the supplements are all natural products, and they have a lot of benefits to your, they deal with all the different factors that make it difficult to lose weight, such as carb sensitivity, stubborn belly fat issues, sluggish metabolism, as well as stabilizing your blood glucose levels. So the first one is called Core, and it's great because it's like 2-in-1. So it's a fat and carb inhibitor. So it has chromium. Chromium is actually a mineral that actually is great for stabilizing your blood glucose level, but it also is thermogenic, it enhances thermogenesis or increasing your metabolism to burn more fat. There's also Phaseolus vulgaris, which is white kidney bean extract. What it does is it inhibits the enzyme amylase, which is responsible for breaking down your foods through carbs into glucose in the bloodstream. So it inhibits carb absorption in that way. There's also a patented technology called Leptocor. What it does is it stabilizes your leptin levels. Leptin is the hormone that makes you feel hungry. So what it does is it's by stabilizing it, you don't overeat at meals. People who are obese or overweight tend to have higher leptin levels, so they're constantly feeling hungry and constantly eating. As well as green tea extract rather, decaffeinated, and that helps also with the fat burning as well. It's thermogenic. So in summary, the core effects are great for that, preventing you from overeating, from preventing absorption of the carbs, also from enhancing fat burning as well, and maintaining normal cholesterol, blood glucose levels. And the second one is the CLA, or conjugated linoleic acid. This is great. They call this the magic pill for lazy people, because people who don't want to exercise, they don't want to diet, but they still want to lose weight, that's the pill for them. In fact, the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition did a study where people took CLA religiously for 3 months. They found after that they had decreased their fat by 5% and increased their muscle by 2%. So it's really effective. And it has chromium, as Core has. It does the same things as stabilizing your blood glucose. And it has, the CLA is tonalin CLA, which is from pure safflower oil. So the CLA that's out in the you buy in the market is mainly derived from dairy and meat products. So it's actually very acidic, causes inflammation as well. But this is 100% pure plant-based. It's the purest form, and that makes it even more effective. What does it do? So what it does is it actually targets your stubborn belly fat, or wherever is your first place that you put on the fat. So what it does is it actually redistributes the fat to your muscles where it can be burned for fuel. So as a result, it is going to be enhancing your body, your lean body mass. And it actually works even 3 times better with exercise. So the third one is called ACTS, Adrenal Cortisol Thyroid and Stress Support Formula. So when you're dieting, it is you often get stressed. This product deals with that stress. It has 4 botanicals in there that do the job. So for example, the first one is sensorial prone with ashwagandha root, which helps deal with the negative effects of stress and helps increase your energy levels and also your well-being. There's holy basil, which actually deals with the cortisol and reduces that stress hormone cortisol. And so the third one is L-theanine, which has been known to help with sleep. It actually helps go to the pleasure centers of the brain, helps you feel calming, relaxed, and gives you, so it's basically the reward center of the brain. And then there's passion flower extract, which is great for, helps with relaxation, and it also, but it doesn't affect your motor and your physical motor coordination, your mental coordination, your physical activity, right? So it's actually, it's really effective. So altogether, this product actually helps deal with the stress that is affected by hormones. It helps your body feel more relaxed, more calm, without feeling tired, without taking away your energy, gives you more energy, stabilizes your mood, and without drowsiness. What's interesting is I know a good friend of mine actually was on an antidepressant for years and found that she wanted to get off of it, she wanted to try this. She actually took half of her antidepressant and started taking this, and now she's completely off that. And she's off the antidepressant, she's only on this, it works great. That was a testimonial. And then, so all these last few products are great for people who have heart issues because it doesn't have caffeine in it, so it's okay for those people. This is the only product, thermochrome, that actually has caffeine in it, but as a result, actually works even more effectively. So what it does is it has special green coffee, which is the coffee before it is being roasted. As a result, it has these very beneficial chlorogenic acids in there. They inhibit the enzyme glucose 6-phosphatase, which actually breaks down food into the carbs into glucose. So as a result, because you're not getting glucose coming in as much, your body has to use its own fuel to burn fats, to burn its fat fuel instead. It also has guarana seed. Guarana seed actually has twice the amount of caffeine as a cup of coffee. It's used in South America instead of coffee, and it's the Brazilian cocoa rind. Really boosts your energy, but it doesn't give you the negative effects of caffeine. And it also promotes thermogenesis, so it increases your metabolism so you can burn more fat. There's also the yerba mate leaf, which is actually a really new product from the rainforest, mate tree. Very effective. It has caffeine. It has the caffeine, the caffeine from coffee, and it has also the beneficial products of the tea, green tea, as well as the euphoric acid, the components of the chocolate. It's got the stimulants basically of caffeine, green tea, and chocolate. So they say it's got the strength of coffee, the health benefits of green tea, and the euphoria of chocolate all in one. It's actually used by hackers because it gives them the energy without feeling drowsy, without that crash that coffee has, so it doesn't have the negative effects of coffee in the sense that you don't get addicted to it. It's a slow release, as well as you don't get the sugars from it either. And it's also, not only that it has this caffeine, it also has all these antioxidants in it, all these vitamins and minerals, which is really a great health beneficial product. And so in summary for that product, it helps increase your energy. It helps to burn fat as well, great for weight loss. You don't feel as tired, and also, as all the products do, stabilizes your blood glucose levels. So, and then the third step is body composition, and that is why we're here at a gym. Exercise, very crucial component to TLS. And so, by building lean muscle, you're enabling your metabolism to increase, and you're going to burn more fat. So this TLS transition program was designed by health professionals, by doctors, registered dietitians, fitness experts, and so on. And it's been very effective in clinics all around. And some people have actually come off their medications, like their blood pressure medications, after taking this, after going through it. And our resident testimonial is here, Steve, who did the 21-day challenge. He lost 3% body fat, and he lost almost 13 pounds in 3 weeks from this and kept it off. And that's this is our journey towards a healthier you. It begins